Hello everyone, this is Rizwana Rathod. I am working as a nursing lecturer in Knowledge Institute of Nursing and I had completed my MSc Nursing in Mental Health Nursing. In previous video, we had seen regarding the mania. In today's lecture, we will learn about the depression. Depression is a widespread mental health problem affecting many people. All over the world, you can see the depression. So what is depression? It is a mood disorder. It causes the persistent feeling of sadness and loss of interest. Means all the time, all the day, we feel the sadness and loss of interest in almost all activities in our own environment, right? You can see in GIF, that is from outside I am okay, but from inside I am broken. You can see. So epidemiology. Epidemiology means survey. So in male it is about 8 to 12%, and in female it is about 20 to 26%. It occur twice common in female than in male. It is commonly seen in the divorced people, unmarried people, widowed or separated people. So classification of depressive disorder. So first one, depressive episode, mild depressive episode, moderate depressive episode, severe depressive episode without psychotic symptom, severe depressive episode with psychotic symptom, atypical depression, unspecified depressive episode, recurrent depressive episode. What are the classification? Depressive episode, mild depressive episode, moderate depressive episode, severe depressive episode without psychotic symptom, severe depressive episode with psychotic symptom, atypical depression, unspecified depressive episode, recurrent depressive episode. Then etiology. Etiology means what are the causes that are responsible for the depression. There are two theories are responsible, that is biological theories and psychosocial theories. In biological theories, there are 5 factors, that is neurochemical factor, genetic factor, endocrine factor, circadian rhythm, and changes in brain anatomy. In psychosocial theories, there are 4 theories are responsible: psychoanalytical theory, behavioral theory, cognitive theory, and sociological theory. So in neurochemical, research findings suggest that depression results when level of norepinephrine and serotonin are decreased and dysregulation of acetylcholine and GABA. Means if there is a decrease in serotonin and norepinephrine, it causes the depression, and dysregulation of acetylcholine and GABA means in absorption and reabsorption there is a disbalance occur, right? Then genetic. Major depressive disorder occur more often in first degree relative than do they in the general population. Means in first degree relative it occur most commonly. Studies of identical twins shows that when one twin is diagnosed with major depression, the other twin has a greater than 70% chance of developing it. Means if one twin is diagnosed with major depression, other has a 70% chance of developing the depression. Then in endocrine, so there is a one axis in our brain, right? That is hypothalamic pituitary adrenal axis. It stimulates the stress response. But in depressed people, this system malfunction create cortisol, thyroid, and hormonal abnormality. There is a one axis, right? Hypothalamic pituitary adrenal axis. This axis create the stress response, right? It deals with the stress response. It copes with the stress response. But in depressed people, this system become malfunction. Then circadian rhythm theory. Circadian rhythms are responsible for the daily regulation of sleep-wake cycles, arousal and activity pattern, and hormonal secretion. In circadian rhythm, it regulates the wake-sleep cycle, arousal and activity patterns, and hormonal secretion. Individuals experiencing circadian rhythm changes are at increased risk for developing depressive symptom and other mood symptom. Means if there is a changes in the circadian rhythm cycle, it causes the depression. So there are causes for the circadian rhythm changes, that is some medications, nutritional deficiencies, means some vitamin, carbohydrate, fat deficiency, physical illness or psychosocial illness, and hormonal fluctuation. Then changes in the brain anatomy. Loss of neuron in frontal lobe, cerebellum, and basal ganglia. Means if there is a loss of neuron is occur in frontal lobe, cerebellum and basal ganglia, it is responsible for the depression. Then psychosocial theories. In psychosocial theory, first we have seen regarding the psychoanalytical theory. According to Freud, depression results due to a loss of loved object. Means if we had lost a loved object, then it can cause the depression. And also fixation in the oral sadistic phase of development. According to Freud, there are 5 stages of development, but in first stage there is a fixation occurs, so it can cause the depression. Then behavioral theories. The theory of depression connect depressive phenomena to the experience of uncontrollable event. Means if in our life there is a experience of some uncontrollable event occur, it can cause the depression, and it also caused by the repeated losses in the past, right? Then cognitive theory. According to this theory, depression is due to negative cognition, which include negative expectation of the environment, negative expectation of the self, and negative expectation of the future. If we thought negative about our whole life, it can also cause depression. That is negative expectation of environment, negative thoughts about the self, and negative expectation of the future, right? Then sociological theory. If stressful life event, if there is something occur which is our in body, positive stress and negative stress. In positive stress, it can include the marriage and new job. In negative stress, it can include death of loved one and financial loss. So what are the clinical manifestation? There are 5 classification of clinical manifestation, that is depressed mood, depressed cognition, suicidal thoughts, psychomotor activity, and psychotic feature. First we will see the depressed mood. So sadness of mood or loss of interest and loss of pleasure in almost all activities, right? So there is a sadness of mood and loss of interest and loss of pleasure in almost all activities. We can call it as pervasive sadness and present throughout the day. We can call it as persistent sadness. Then depressed cognition. There are 3 things are there: hopelessness, helplessness, and worthlessness. Hopelessness means feeling of no hope in the future. Then helplessness means the patient feels that no hope is possible. And worthlessness means a feeling of inadequacy and inferiority, guilt and self-blame. There are 3 main there are 3 main symptoms of depression are hopelessness, helplessness, and worthlessness. Then suicidal thoughts. Ideas of hopelessness are often accompanied by thought that life is no longer worth living and that death had come as a welcome relief. These 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 gloomy proclamation may progress to the thoughts of plans for suicide. Life is no longer worth living and that death had come as a welcome release. Then psychomotor activity. In there, psychomotor retardation is frequent, means patient is not doing any movement. The retarded patient thinks, walks, and acts slowly, right? Then slowing of the thought is reflected in patient speech. Questions are often answered after a long delay and in a monotonous voice. Means if we ask any question to the patient, it is answered in long delay and in a monotonous voice. And it also, in this condition, there is a restlessness, feeling of uneasiness, and also the monotonous voice. In psychotic feature, there is a delusion, hallucination. Delusion means fixed, false, unshakable belief. Hallucination means we had seen in previous terminologies, right? Hallucination means false perception. Then nihilistic delusion means nothing is real. Then delusion of poverty means if we are poor, and delusion of guilt means and every time we guilt ourselves. Then diagnosis. In diagnosis, we can take the psychological test. It is done by the psychologist, clinical psychologist. So for the test is back depression inventory, and Hamilton rating scale. Then dexamethasone suppression test. How do it work? Dexamethasone suppression test. It's showing the suppressed cortisol secretion, failure to suppress the cortisol secretion in depressed patient. If the patient is depressed, it cannot suppress the cortisol secretion. Then toxicology screening test, it is by drug induced depression and based on ICD-10 criteria. Then psychopharmacology. So antidepressant establish a blockade for the reuptake of norepinephrine and serotonin into their specific nerve terminals. There are categories in uh, psychopharmacology you have seen. First one, there is a SSRIs, means selective serotonin reuptake inhibitor. That is citalopram, fluoxetine and sertraline. That is TCS, tricyclic antidepressant, amitriptyline and imipramine. MAOIs, monoamine oxidase inhibitor, isocarboxazide and phenelzine. What are the things? SSRIs, then SSRIs, selective serotonin reuptake inhibitor, citalopram, fluoxetine, sertraline, TCS, tricyclic antidepressant, that is amitriptyline and imipramine, MAOIs, monoamine oxidase inhibitor, isocarboxazide and phenelzine. Then physical therapy. So in electroconvulsive therapy, severe depression with suicidal risk is the most important indication for ECT. In light therapy, sometimes we can call it as phototherapy, involves exposing the patient to an artificial light source during winter months to relieve seasonal depression. Means we can expose the patient to the artificial light source to relieve the depression. The light source must be very bright, full spectrum light, usually 2500 lux. How the light source is? It is very bright, full spectrum light and usually 2500 lux. Then repetitive transcranial magnetic stimulation and vagus nerve stimulation directly affect the brain function by stimulating the nerve that are direct extension of the brain. Then another treatment are psychotherapy. So psychotherapy based on the psychoanalytic intervention emphasize helping patient gain insight into the cause of their depression. Means we can help the patient into understand the insight, what is the cause of the depression. Then cognitive therapy, it aims at correcting the depressive negative cognition like hopelessness, worthlessness and helplessness and pessimistic ideas and replacing them with new cognitive and behavioral response. Means it removes the three things, that is hopelessness, helplessness and worthlessness. Then supportive psychotherapy. Various techniques are employed to support the patient, means reassurance, ventilation, occupational therapy, relaxation and other activity therapies. Then group therapy. Group therapy is useful for mild cases of depression. We cannot use in the severe cases of depression because there is a risk of suicide. In group therapy, negative feelings such as anxiety, anger, guilt, despair are recognized and emotional growth is improved through expression of their feelings. In family therapy, is used to decrease intrafamiliar and interfamiliar difficulties and to reduce and modify stressor. And in last, behavioral therapies, it includes social skill training, problem solving techniques, assertiveness training, self-control therapy, activity scheduling and decision making technique. Hope so you all are understand what is depression. Thank you everyone.